Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Doctor Strange issue 11. And I liked how this kind of wrapped up this first arc that dealt with the magical accountant. And just how it set up that it became the Faltine and Dormammu involved in the endgame scenario at this point it just worked very well. So we see from last issue that the Faltine have come to pretty much decimate Earth, and Strange is trying to figure out what to do. And he sends his friends off while we see his thoughts going through the pages. He's still talking with Dormammu. Of course, Dormammu is taking the time to go out trying to figure out what would be the best kind of punishment for Strange, having him walk the Earth lamenting that he wasn't able to save it because of what he had done. And of course, Strange is trying to keep him focused on him so that way he doesn't figure out what he's done. While this is going on, we see that Wong, Zelma, and Kana are back in the accountant's office and are looking for something because Strange had implanted the thought in their heads. And Zelma is the one that finds the knowledge of the Ancient One, and they're able to unleash it, and it's in all three of their heads, and they're able to kind of get back to Earth and deal with the Faltine. Of course, we get a kind of lowdown of Dormammu's origin, which I kind of like that this happened this way. It's not overbearing, and it kind of works, so that way it's kind of more of a primer. We see that Dormammu and his sister are Faltine, but they're not the usual kind. That the Faltine kind of spawn/clone more than have children, and that Dormammu and his sister were born from this one kind of not crazy, but I would term maybe eccentric Faltine who saw other races and I guess wanted to try and see what happened like that. Of course, Dormammu and his sister were pretty much then not liking that they were being compared to as inferior beings and decided to try and take on the Faltine, which is how we see him come up against Strange and all that, and how he's in kind of different dimensions and what he usually does. Strange, of course, is trying to test him, attacking at weird spots to kind of throw him off, but of course Strange is tired and just got his magic back from not having it when his fight with the accountant. So God, this is, of course, when his three companions come back to Earth and they start augmenting their knowledge. He knows that knowledge gained like this, stolen more than acquired, can turn toxic, but of course they don't have that much time. They just have to kind of react. Of course, Wong gets big and starts using his martial prowess on one of the Faltine. Zelma able to go into a store and use her kind of technomancy and make a giant-ass bazooka pretty much, blowing out another Faltine. And Zelma's like, I'm a magician, what do I do? Oh, applied research. She gets into the sanctum and fires this giant beam at this other one. And, of course, this is the point where it starts coming together. It's like, okay, guys, come on. And they show up at the right time because Strange just needed to get Dormammu to blink. He's like, wait a minute, okay, you're going to try and take over the Faltine's realm while they're busy here. But the thing is, to prove your superiority, you kind of screwed yourself because if you allow this to happen, you, who have never conquered the Earth, will have lost that right to the Faltine. And he's like, shit. You see Dormammu have that shit moment, and it's fucking hilarious and just great how it's done. That's, of course, where the rest of the gang pop up and they start trying to go at him, but they've reached kind of their limit as the knowledge is poisoning his three friends, and he banishes the knowledge from them before it can kill them. And of course, Dormammu's like, mercy is your weakness. But as he's about to go down on Strange and the rest of them, the Ancient One pops back up because the knowledge went back into his head. And he's like, oh, okay, we're all set back up. And he just takes Dormammu down. Dormammu has fled at this point. The Ancient One assures Strange that his friends are alright, that a healing revive spell will just be able to get them back up and everything, and saying that his mercy is his strength, not a weakness, as Dormammu said. And they're kind of back in. The Ancient One and Strange send the Faltine back to their dimension, and Strange's like, thank you guys, you did a great job. And Wong was pretty much saying, I think I speak for everyone, but Khan's like, not necessarily, because she is the latest one who had been burned by Strange's keeping secrets. But Of course, Zelma and Wong kind of have a different kind of idea. Not ideal, but a different kind of sense of how to deal with that at this moment. The Ancient One then offers Zelma to follow him and create a library, which is a very good thing because he hasn't like written down any acquired new spells and everything. Like, yeah, that's great. It really fits into Zelma's character to be offered that kind of role since she started out with like books and all that. And her being a librarian for the Ancient One makes much more sense than becoming a magician. She could eventually become one and become a great sorcerer probably, but I think she would always be a better served character being that person that's able, that lore person, that research person that people go to and she finds and she figures out something that's able to get the rest of the heroes through their challenges. Not saying that she's not a hero in her own right, but you sometimes need a tech person to help with your tech, man. I mean, you need your good support system, and she's pretty good. Of course, Stranger's trying to repair things with Kana and says that, like, well, there's a portal in there if you want to go through, but I think that it would be better if you stayed. And he's like, well, there's no secrets this time. She's like, well, I think that's a step. Hopefully, if you keep going on, you'll see me again. And that's where it ends and sets up for the Galactics portion that we'll see later on. So I liked how this was an introductory arc to the accountant, and they even brought up that every accountant kind of has their own boss, so it'll be interesting to see when the accountant's boss gets brought into play and everything, since he said he was trying to help Strange out, even though it really, he was helping in his own way, so he's an interesting kind of character that way. You kind of get a reminiscent kind of feel of like, not exactly Gore the God Butcher, but that kind of interesting kind of view that he has on magic. I'm glad that he's been kind of introduced, and I want to see what he kind of wants to do and how he'll be maybe an antagonist going forward, or maybe a more neutral kind of wild card party. We'll have to see how this goes. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.